Catastrophe.
Yeah, dude.
Destruction. It's the end of the world.
This fucking guy. This guy's falling at us.
Chicken Little.
Even though you guys are watching live, we're gonna restart. I hate you, bro. Just your stupidity just made me like stutter and shit.
It's contagious.
It's contagious.
Like Nirvana's Kurt Cobain said, it's contagious.
No, yeah. We had technical difficulties, so we're starting over. But so you guys that are alive are gonna get to watch everything again.
Yay. Or the ones that just joined, it's like you're just joining.
Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Monday Again podcast, brought to you by Golden Vapor and Golden Exotics Snacks, which sponsored the episode. We actually got some. I got a melon soda. I've already been trying it. It's pretty dope. It's actually really good.
And the Doritos, the roast chicken flavored chips. We already tried them, but we're going to try it again because I forgot what they taste like.
Oh, yeah. You just opened the bag.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I just opened them. I don't know what these taste like at all.
Yeah, I wonder what it tastes like.
Let's see. I actually kind of don't remember, Loki. It's all staged. No, I'm still getting like a sour flavor from like it's barbecue almost.
I think it's because you've tried those sweet Thai chili ones, and they reminds you of that.
But I don't know if I can like continue eating them. You know, like grab one after the other.
Yeah, no, I think they're really fucking good.
What about your outline? You know what the outline?
It locked.
Oh, it's
the fuck?
My bad. Yeah.
Oh, you guys know Abe's code now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this episode, it's gonna kind of have a focus talking about the event that just happened of Tokyo Nights.
Saturday, 2 days ago. Yeah. Today's Monday. Putting it together. Hopefully we can release it ASAP. Pronto.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought the event was really sick. Thought it was really dope. I think everyone, maybe only like one or two people could have probably had something bad to say out of like the 100 something that were here.
You know what? I'm trying to see if trying to remember if anybody complained about like the people doing revving and shit. There's only a few that like as soon as it started, they were like, "Oh, dude, they're already starting doing this shit." But Lisa was like the first one to come like burst out the door and be like, "Yo, shut up," and stuff.
Shut the fuck up and get out.
Yeah, which did somebody actually get escorted?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, do you know?
Yeah, there were actually a couple people kicked out.
Really? Mm-hmm. From security and Lisa, or just Lisa
Both,
herself?
yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Lisa got there faster than security most of the time.
Hell yeah, bro. Honestly, just get Lisa. Like, I know she's certified. Let's just do it.
Hell yeah.
She'll fucking watch out, bro. You'll get kicked the fuck out.
That was the point. Yeah, I don't know. General consensus. Most of the feedback on the messages that we got were pretty good. Most of the users were all just kind of like 10 out of 10. When is the next one going to happen? Motivating me to make my car better. Texas Flame himself was like, I shared 1 million smiles. And I mentioned earlier how he was just like here for like 10 minutes.
Okay. He just good vibes, bro.
Yeah, but he just appears and then he disappears.
Yeah, he always does that, huh?
He's like, all right, bro, I'm gonna go home, bro. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna go home. Yeah. And I don't know, what do we have there next for is it like the how it began or how the setup was?
No. We actually want to give a big thank you to the vendors.
Right.
And sponsors. Again.
Wrigley's themselves were kind enough to, be collaborative. And Wrigley's are the people next door with the bar.
Yeah, shout out Wrigley's Billiards and Brew.
Homies next door. They were really receptive to like the people actually being involved because think about it, it's a bar and like the last thing you would want for people in like the lot is to like, oh, there's a lot of cars here. They're gonna spook my clients and stuff. No, but it seems like they had a really good turnout. I wanted to go over there, but I was here making sure that the shirts were being handled and the people were kind of like making sure that they were, being taken care of for their t-shirts. And luckily we were able to sell out the 20 of 20. JSS was the one who got the last 2 boxes.
Yeah, he got them just to resell them. So he's scalping them if you guys really want that shirt.
You know what's funny?
I'm just kidding.
He posted it as like, obviously he was joking, he was like 250. I got the 1 of 20 because he got the number 1 of 20. Dude, that thing had 41 shares. I can only imagine how many people are talking shit like, oh, these people probably think it's actually worth 250. Like, I kid you not. I have no proof, but I have no doubts that there's people talking shit about it. Which is funny. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder if pretty sure somebody took it serious.
And I'm one of them. Who the fuck would give this guy money? I'm just kidding.
No, you know what's funny? Somebody was like, hey, beforehand, they were like, I want a shirt. Make sure you give me a shirt. Cool, cool. And then they show up and then they're like, $50. I don't know. And they just like leave.
I thought you said the price on it.
I never said the price.
Oh, say you're baiting and switching. That's cool.
I know.
Anyways, I see we're doing that shit in 20.
Anyway, same person came back and saw that there was only like 3 boxes left. And I feel like he just at first didn't believe the hype. He's like, there's no way they're gonna sell for $50. And they're gone. Speaking of, where is sorry. Lenticular, right here. These were supposed to be in the boxes with the 1 of 20s. I'm trying to put these on, well, we're trying to put these on every box and every design that we're going to drop in the future. The issue with this is that FedEx took forever. I'm actually surprised that the order from the cards from the manufacturer got here sooner, given it being overseas. These are actually local from New York City. And I say local because they're America. They took longer, and I was actually kind of really disappointed that we weren't able to put those in time because we ordered them with no time. Anyhow, these are yours. If you guys want to come pick them up at Golden Vapor 3 at their regular business hours, y'all can come and pick one out from your order because they were supposed to be in there. This is part of the value. So they're going to be here. Just make sure you come with some kind of proof of your purchase, whether it be the box, the shirt, or the trading card. Anybody who has one of those is going to be eligible to come pick these up. So I believe there's only 19 left, or 18 because one of my homies has. I'm going to take it to him. But come pick them up here, regular business hours, Golden Vapor 3, the same place where Tokyo Nights was happening. Next date, June 21st. There's already people excited for it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I was going to say, because part of the next talking point is... What date did you say the next one is?
June 21, which is closer, actually. If you think about it, it's
like
actually 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're already, what, the second? Not even 20 days?
It's the second, yeah.
Not even 20 days until...
Yeah, we would have, like... You know how everybody does, like, Cars and Coffee? They've done, like, either the last so-and-so of the month or the first so-and-so of the month. We just kind of meticulously and strategically arranged those dates to where they wouldn't clash with anything else that we saw on the schedule. Like if low class has anything going on, even out of town, the reason why we didn't do the last one sooner is because San Antonio was like around the corner, and there's multiple people from like here that were gonna go out there, and we don't want them to miss out. So same thing, like 3F is having something, we decided not to do the same day. Even FCC, I think we were gonna think of doing the date of FCC, and we're just like, oh shit, like that's the same day, we can't do that. So if anything, it was going to be a lot sooner than that. If anything, I think we would have probably have been like a week or two away from the next one already if we would have done the first one on the FCC, or a week. I don't know. But yeah, essentially we're just trying to make sure that anything that we know on the calendar is going to be relatively big from the car community isn't going to clash with ours, so you don't have to like pick or choose and feel like you have to miss out or something.
Yeah, but so that means that if Tokyo Nights has a date already, hunt around that. Just kidding.
No, but if there's any inconvenience, usually, you know, like how the winds have been really crazy this year. Apparently, there's a record high.
Since the Dust Bowl. We've had more dust since the Dust Bowl, according to history.
That's absolutely insane. Actually, speaking of, Adam the Shinobi, when he was out here, he was like, I had never driven through dust in my entire life. He's like, is that how it always is out here? And I was like, I mean, like every April, you know, which is weird. You know how like for some reason every spring that's how it gets out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if for whatever reason there's something inconvenience that happens that needs to change the dates, that's absolutely a possibility. So we are letting you guys know beforehand, even before the first flyer drop or when the first flyer dropped, that the dates are scheduled to change, if anything, or subject to change. Sorry, not scheduled.
Hey, how'd you come up with Tokyo Nights?
So Neo Meets himself had something going on in Houston, and I'm not saying that like we necessarily bit off of that, but like that was kind of an inspiration because when we were out there, there was like a similar like lot that they were doing like a co-host with, and they also had like their security, I believe, and I don't think it was security. I think it was just like police that were involved to kick everybody out after it was over. Um, and I kind of got that idea after the fact that we're just like, what if we do a meet and like market vendors? Because car meets at night usually pop off on a Saturday night, and we hadn't done like an actual meet in a while. Market like vendors, like just like a farmer's market. There is some night farmers market, and I know like there's some. I think Upper Valley does them on just like during the day on Sundays, and they do really well. But it's like, what if we mix like best of both worlds and kind of do something like Neo Meats has done? The shit Neo Meats does is like that's what he's known for. And those shits like blow up, man. They go crazy. And when we were doing the footage, I was mentioning earlier too that before the video crash, that somebody was kind of giving a shit for, well, giving him shit for us using our footage from his event to promote our Tokyo Nights, which was funny because um, if he were to need to use his footage for, or even like use my footage for his event, for his mall event, if he were to have one, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But that was interesting for his people to like protect his work, which is, I guess, noble, maybe, I guess is a word that I'm looking for. But
Nah, you're thinking about snitching. They're snitches.
yeah, sure. But I mean, like, if somebody, I don't know, I feel like maybe if somebody came to me about it, I'd be like, oh, thanks for letting me know. You know, not that it wouldn't matter, but
Nah, I know you, bro. Somebody uses footage of Tokyo Nights for like their own shit somewhere else. You're gonna fucking be pissed.
nah. But like,
Nah, you'd
it's
be
different. Think about it. If Peak came out here and they shot Stance Mall and then they used it to promote theirs, it's not big of a deal. They shot it. That's their footage. You know, I don't care.
Mm.
It'd be different if they ripped my video and then used it. You know, that'd piss me off. But he was like,
Interesting.
yeah, people are coming at me about it and shit. And like, you know what? I was like, what the fuck? And there's a, I believe, like in Dallas, there was Tokyo Nights as well, and he was having issues with those guys. And he didn't tell me with the extensity of like how far it went, but I think they were kind of being a little hostile about it. They were like trying to protect their thing that they had going on over there. And he was like, "Well, we're in Houston, man. Like, there's no issue with it. Like, it's a separate thing." And I realized in one of the comments from our promos, somebody commented the Tokyo Nights from Dallas, and I was like, I screenshot it and I sent it to Neo, and I was like, "Yo, are these the same people that you were having an issue with?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, like so and so." And I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." And it didn't go like past that. It didn't really like nobody reached us out. Nobody told us anything about it. But either way, like, what do you think they could do about it?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it's licensed or something, they probably could come after the name, but I don't fucking think that anyone has the license for that.
They have something to protect it, but either way, like I don't, and it's like a completely different, not different thing, but it's not as sorry, that was my stomach. It's not as I don't know, as it's just different. It's just I don't want to call it weird, but when I went to the page, it's like, oh, it's very generic almost, you know. There's not like a particular like theme that you can grasp. Not that we're going like fully like Asian, you know, whatever. I just felt like the logo made sense when we were talking about Tokyo Nights because there was other options for names. There was Underground Nights with the Need for Speed Underground, and that was just to generalize for everybody to come.
I fucking hate it if you did that one.
I think
I'm just kidding.
it would have been cool, but the logo was just too big. It didn't seem very like appealing to look at because it was underground, like, and then Nights. Just look at the different font. It was just like really tacky. And the reason why I wanted to go with Underground Nights was because, like I said, it would have been more broad to everybody to not just generalize into like, oh, it's just Japan, like Japanese cars. And that was like the first question we got, like, is it all cars or is it just? And I had to make sure, like, to put on the flyer, like, all makes and models welcome. Like, you can bring your car no matter what. So thankfully we were able to clear that confusion relatively easy. But the Tokyo Nights logo, it was just honestly, the Tokyo Nights name was just because the logo was better. It wasn't necessarily like, oh, I wanted to theme it all just Japan or stuff like that. It just comes with it, and honestly, it's easier to theme. The cosplay thing, to entice more people to bring their cosplays. I was thinking of like creating like a judging system or inviting somebody who could be a judge for them or somebody that could help us be a judge for them and just have more people to participate on bringing their cosplays. Because I saw a handful that were pretty interesting to look at. The Darth Vader was pretty cool. I only saw him for a little bit. I don't know how long he was here for, but I assume he might have gotten tired of being in that thing. But That was cool that they participated. I don't know if you noticed anybody else who was actually cosplaying. I think my sister-in-law was cosplaying something. I just don't know.
Yeah, she was cosplaying from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I don't
actually
know.
pretty good cosplay.
Yeah, I don't know who that was exactly, but I knew she was dressed as someone.
It was pretty good actually.
I have a cloak, a Katsuki cloak. I should have worn that. Just to
Yeah.
just to tie in the Mangekyou.
Yeah, you should have ran like Naruto outside.
Nope, I would not. I would not have.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do that, I think you should announce it now because it does take some time for people to make their cosplays.
Yeah, I know, and we just need to think of a system to see like how we can reward them and entice more cosplayers to come out.
Best cosplay wins like a pack of
Vapes.
36 Zin tins.
No, but we have to create something because I want to keep that community like engaged because honestly, they can also create more word of mouth of like other like vendors and stuff because they also know their fair share. Thankfully, Golden knows some of the people from the vending that they do, and that kind of also was noticed on the outside for the layout. Um, and thankfully, it was like it was varied, and that's exactly what we wanted. We didn't want 20, that's a big number of exaggeration, but we didn't want like 4 Hot Wheels sellers. We didn't want to have too many of the same thing. And there was multiple like of the same that had to be rejected because they're like, well, we already have some of these. So we're like protecting you guys as well to making sure that there's not too much of the same so that people can actually come and stop by and benefit from that. It was like the approach from the discussion that we had about some of the cons that too many of the same shit, too many Funko Pop sellers, too many 3D printer sellers, too many, and it's just it's overwhelming, and I don't want to see the same thing over and over. And I think that was perfect. I think the balance was perfect. But now it seems like we have a pretty good word of mouth and reach from new vendors that want to participate for the next one, and that's crazy because like we didn't push for hey for the next one do you want to, it was just like we haven't pushed any of that. I feel like the people who were vending were like, yo, you should actually try to come out for this one, and this is actually cool and it's different, yada yada yada. And that's pretty exciting. I'm hoping that they are really willing to come out and make it even larger, because more than just the little square that we made, we'd probably be looking into something much longer and just all vendors, and with for like the front part of the lot would be. And I got word that there was like a line to get in here. I didn't witness that. Did you get to see that?
Yeah. There was I mean, when I saw it, the line kind of was going towards the entrance or the exit that
that looks like the entrance.
Yeah, that looks like the entrance. People were waiting there and shit. Like some people were just like saying fuck it. They parked like right there.
Mm.
And then they were like, I guess, peeping and shit, and then they wanted to see if they were gonna come in or not, and then they would leave.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw like 2 people do that.
And I mean, suggestions are welcome. Honestly, from like what is it? The inside out? Is that from the inside?
The outside in.
Yeah. If you guys have any like suggestions from the outside in, for sure, because we asked for feedback, and like I don't want to feel like y'all are just saying good things about it just because you know us, or because not just. Even if you did have a good time, if you have any ideas, like we're welcome to hear them, because there's no harm in just taking a suggestion and maybe even applying it. Because honestly, the biggest like challenge, I don't want to say challenge, but the biggest like thing that we kept thinking about was the placement for the vendors. Other than that, it's like the cars come and figure out where they park, as long as it's not too dangerous where you're blocking anything or anything like that, or you're acting a fool. We just want to make sure the vendors had like the prime flow of traffic, and I think we nailed it. I was just more so concerned myself personally. I was concerned of like the little bit of incline that some of the vendors have, but it looks like nobody really had an issue with that. But just so you know, like we're accounting for the fact that you guys, we want everybody to have like a good experience, including the vendors, not just because like, oh, you guys paid us. No, it's just like it just makes sense for us to want to have a good time with you guys, and you guys have a good time with us.
Yeah, no, it seems like every vendor had a good time, and I think everyone was like stopping at like every booth and everything. It was pretty cool.
And it's cool. Like there was moments that I would step out, and then like it seemed empty for the vendors, and then you would just stand for like 2 minutes, and then it was like a huge new wave of like different people that are just kind of going in circles.
Yeah.
And I think what would happen is that the same people that would like walk through the vendors would just leave and then go see the cars, and then like a whole new wave of people will like do the same thing, and it just kept moving. I do remember seeing some like faces like multiple times out here. Um, but for the most part, I kept seeing like a different like flow of people that I didn't see the first time. They just kept moving. Um, what time do you think the peak was? Because I was just in and out, but I wasn't like always out there or always in here.
I don't know. I think the peak was probably like 9.
9.
I think it was like around 9.
'Cause
I
for
mean, dude, we can ask John. John was outside most of the
Yeah,
time.
because for me, I don't know. It seemed like it was moving at all times until like 10.
I'd say it was probably around like 9:30 or so. It's probably the peak.
Mm. And the rain cut it short, but I think at that point everybody was like very happy with it anyway.
Yeah. What I liked is that the rain kicked out the dumbass people.
Yeah, pretty quick. Um, and honestly, like a lot of people didn't necessarily like run from the rain. Like a lot of people just enjoyed the rain. If you think about it, there was just people like standing, getting away from the rain. Like it was nice.
Yeah. Some of the vendors just fucking like they just tilted the shit down a little bit and then they just
They stayed there until like actual 11.
yeah.
Which is cool. Lessons that we learned. Wait, community reactions, did it meet the hype? I told my brother, I was like, I don't know, like what to expect. And he's like, dude, it's gonna get full. Like it's gonna get packed. Like he just from the outside looking in, he was like, it's gonna get packed. Like that shit's gonna be crazy because I've seen like a lot of people talking about it. And you know what trips me out? Speaking of like the hype, kind of like deviating a little bit. There was a meet the next day or like a show the next day at the park here on the east side. Um, like from I don't know if it's like a church or like some Christian people, but that had a lot of exposure. I don't know how. Like it just the hand of God Himself created like the algorithm to see that. But there was like a lot of people like out on that one, which is super interesting to see. I don't know if that's like with the fact that the summer season's really kicking off, that people really want to
I
step
don't know.
out.
That's pretty cool, but I haven't seen anything like posted after the fact of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think people just wanted to go nonetheless because it's like something else to do. But yeah, you're right. You know what? Just coming back to the whole Tokyo Nights thing, I feel like people have been talking about it just as much as Stand Small. There's been a lot, like a lot of recaps on it. And I'm still yet to see obviously I haven't seen everything, but I've still yet to see some of like the pictures that people have been taking because I think that's probably the biggest challenge because it was dark. And I heard you saying that there was somebody suggesting that like maybe it should be brighter or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, somebody is telling us effectively that like we needed to move the moon closer to get better picture. Basically, like set up lights all throughout the parking lot.
Yeah, no, it's uh honestly I don't. It's not like pitch black or anything. If anything, I think the lighting is much better than what we're no used to like at home. Usually we used to do like the late night meets at home. I think it's even more manageable here. Um, did you have any issues with your drone or any of the lighting for your camera?
Nah, not really. I mean, I shot the drone when the sunset was like already going down and shit. But it was cool. Like I didn't really have any issues. I mean, if I would have been shooting in the rain, I would have been kind of fucked. The rain kind of did fuck up the time that I put to myself to like actually go shoot cars, like actual cars. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I just got like footage of like just the people and the vendors and shit,
Yeah.
which I think was my whole point was to shoot that.
I'm really mad because when I was coming out here, I forgot my gear. Like I left it charging, and I was planning to shoot so I could use more content to promote it. And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" I got here and I was like, I had nothing, like nothing. Not even I didn't even have my like bag where I carry some other stuff, and I'm like, I just brought the bag, like the boxes of the shirts, and that's it. I was like, "Fuck." So I'm really disappointed in myself for not bringing that footage. So unfortunately, we're probably gonna have to use some of the old like the gap footage that we used from that last promo, which isn't bad. I think honestly, I think most of the hype was created because of that video.
Yeah,
Strategically, well, first I was like, oh, let's do the flyer, and then John was like, cool, like I fuck with it. I was like, what do we do?
we could also shoot a promo with cosplayers.
Yeah, we need to involve them somehow.
And then anybody that did take video or photos or anything like that, they could always let us know and we could shout them out on the promo. If we end up using
Easy
it.
for sure. I'm just kind of also waiting on to see what gets uploaded, and see like, oh hey, let me use that, because like Ace, he got a pretty good like shot of aerials on what is it, 19 by 16 by? I don't even know the ratio for this. I'm a video guy. I don't even know, dude.
9
Uh,
by 16, bro.
9 by 16?
Yeah.
Long one like this. Yeah, he got some pretty good clips on that, and that was pretty cool. That could be part of it, and just ask him. But yeah, and some of the things that we could do better, some of the things that we could fix for the next one. What do you think?
I don't
One of the
know.
things I thought of and people talked about, and it's like, yeah, we'll do it for the next one, is get probably like 4 or 5 like 55-gallon drums for trash
Oh yeah, that was.
throughout like the parking lot.
Mhm. Yeah, I did notice there was a lot of people. Hey, where's the trash? Hey, where's the trash? That would definitely be a move, because then we're just telling everybody to go to the dumpster, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the food truck. We're also in the discussions of like potentially like moving them around, because it's just one food truck, maybe having two to give it a little bit of variety. I believe the food truck did really well. Chicken fry, shout out chicken fry, fire, every time, always hits. He, I believe, was like really happy in the fact that like his profits were much better than they would have been at the place he sets up, especially for a Saturday where his profits are probably the best where he sets up.
That's probably the best day of the week for him.
Yeah, yeah, and we just kind of want to also rotate them, because I wouldn't like to have chicken every single time. No, nothing wrong with the chicken. It just itself, I don't think I could do that every Tokyo nights.
Yeah.
But you guys suggest, if you guys know any food vendors that could like pop off that would be willing. You guys know anybody? If you guys yourselves are like a food vendors and want to try it, for sure, by all means, give it a shot. Try to register, see if you can grab a spot. But do we have anybody that is like actually locked in for like multiple dates that decided to lock in, or have we just told them like you have to wait?
Like people that have registered for multiple dates?
Yeah.
Probably like 5.
Oh, nice. That's sick. So yeah, like that's an option. It's also going to be just depending on who registers, what kind of vendors register, like the Hot Wheels and whatever it is that exactly you're selling.
Oh, you just reminded me. There's this girl that sets up. She has a. I don't know if you guys have ever been in Central. Like, there's like where the EPISD like office is or whatever. But anyways, long story short, across they have like this like food center that's kind of like it's essentially like a cafeteria,
Uh-huh.
but they have like different like restaurants, like food vendors.
What the fuck?
And yeah, her name is well, I can't say her name. It's like I don't know. I just don't want to like I guess say her name, but the restaurant's called Me Asia, and she does like a fusion of like Asian and like Mexican food. Then she has like this one like Korean barbecue taco, but it's like spicy, dude. That shit's fire.
So
fucking
Asian food. You think
Yeah.
Asian food would be a move?
Dude, it's
It would
fucking
be really
fucking
cool if
nice.
anybody knew like let's say like a mobile sushi or like a
Right.
mobile ramen or something.
Yeah.
Like if you know them.
At Splash,
in
I
the
know there's a At Splash, I know there's a dude who sets up. He has like a ramen.
Actually, yeah, I think the Hot Dogs Kings, right? They have like a tacos and sushi or something like that. No, on their
No, I
their
don't know.
truck.
But I know they have a sign that literally said ramen one time on one of the food trucks.
Yeah, we need to hit them up. It's because you know what the problem is that like since it's a new event, I feel like a lot of people underestimate it. They're like not willing to give it a shot and get away from what they're used to, which is a good like shout out to again to everybody who did decided to gamble on us, because realistically it was a gamble. Like you don't know what you're expecting. I didn't want to say that we didn't know, but we didn't necessarily have a number of people that we could promise them, which is usually what you want to do. Like, oh yeah, we can promise you this many people, and there was like no guarantee of that.
Nah, bro. I thought I knew it was gonna be badass because like I pulled up like around like 6:20, 6:30 ish, and then I was like looking at people set up and whatever. But there was already like cars pulling up.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a lot of fucking cars already pulling up.
Right. And like I said, our biggest concern was just like seeing if the people that were already here from like other locations, to see if they were like what time they were gonna leave, because they were actually like blocking some of the spots that we were gonna use.
Yeah. Dude.
And we were kind of like pulling our hair out to see when they were gonna leave. But luckily they were able to like get out on time. Did they? Was there not one car that stayed?
So there was like one car that ended up staying till like halfway through the meet and then somehow like wiggled their way out between the vendors. I don't know how it worked, but yeah, shout out to all the vendors.
Is it the white Nissan? Which one was it?
I've thrown meets here. You've thrown meets at home and at everywhere in the invitational. So I think we all knew that we were gonna have like a lot of people and fill the lot.
Mhm.
but it was definitely the first time that I've worked with vendors, and I think you've worked with vendors.
Yeah, so I have like similar, or not a similar, but like a bit of experience of working with vendors for like Stand Small. And that one's, I guess, like a little easier to like promise a certain like amount of crowd. The only challenge with that is like telling them like the right instructions, like, hey, you got to be up here, you got to be in the second floor, you got to do so, yada yada yada. And I think like most of the feedback for that was good, but this one I don't think it was that. I don't want to say it wasn't that much of a challenge, but it was easier to handle because like everybody's going to be in the exact same spot and we're in full control of that. We didn't really have somebody to tell us like you have to, you know what I'm saying? Because the mall was like very specific and like, no, everybody has to be in the second floor. Like everybody has to be. We made some exceptions, of course, to the sponsors for the VIP room. But for upstairs, like it was a bit challenging because the vendors themselves were like wanting like a better opportunity to not be a down. I mean, upstairs, so they wanted to be like where the action was at. Luckily, we were like, you know, strategic of putting everybody in the same place. But that's the benefit of like having it here, that we were able to like decide and we didn't have anybody telling us like you can or can't do that. Other than maybe the fire lanes, you know, like there's a bit of a concern from that. But luckily, it didn't get too crazy to where a fire truck needed to be called. Nobody caught fire, thankfully. Y'all motherfuckers that be revving and popping flames and shit, you are the only risk, you know. So watch yourselves when you do that. Honestly.
Yeah, next time we might have to kick you out.
And some people did, like we said, some people did, and thankfully, you know, that's not going to be an exception next time. You know, I think that's another thing we need to enforce as a group. You know, the circle that like actually is,
As a scene.
yeah,
Yeah, like as a car scene.
right. And but I'm in specific. What I'm talking about is like the people who just don't agree. Hard, like don't even have it in them to go and be like, yo, just stop, you know, because obviously it's not their thing. It's not, they don't have to, but if y'all got together with the people who are hosting, it just makes that person feel like they're, you know, being a fool, you know, because the general consensus is this group of people doesn't want me here, other than just one person going up and telling them, you know, because like that they feel like, oh shit, like I'm fucking up, you know. But you know, there's rooms for adjustment. I think I don't know, like this was a thing we were talking about, like we were like very on the ropes about it. We were like, should we charge per car? How much should we charge for vendors? So and so and so. Like it was very experimental for sure. What are you thinking about maybe charging per car? What do you think the take should be on that? You know, because for us, well, for me, it was like maybe we should charge per car. Because hear me out. In Dallas, when I went out there, um, one of my homies was like, "Yo, they charge per car at a meet, like a regular ass meet." I pulled up, and this guy was like blocking off, and he's like, $5. And I was like, "What?" She was like, "I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean $5?" Yeah, $5. And apparently that's a thing. That's like that's the norm over there, at least in Dallas. I was like, huh. If we're
Bro, I've been to a lot of fucking meets. That's got to be like some new shit because
well,
I've
that's
never had to pay.
for her. She was like, apparently that's like the norm, and she's been living out there since 22, I think.
There's only one, and I think it's like Mondays don't suck, but they tell you straight up like, oh yeah, it's like you pay to go in because it's more of a private lot.
Right.
It's not really public.
And hear me out. Like what we offer here is more than just a meet now. It's like if you, so there was people thinking like, because you know how Jonathan had mentioned, like they were suggesting putting cars over here and like by categories and stuff. There was people getting the vibe that it was like a show. Which I could agree why it's perceived that way from people that aren't necessarily like 100% aware of exactly what it is. But we're offering more than just a meet, and we're offering less than a show, you know. But at the same time, like it's better than just your regular parking lot meet or your car wash meet or your pop-up meet. We're offering a better experience for sure. And there was people that weren't opposed to like, yeah, $5, I don't mind. And I was asking car people, I was like, well, how would you feel about it? Yeah, $5 ain't bad. Even maybe charging VIP spots, that was like an idea, but we're just like, no, let's scrap that. Let's just invite them to see like if they want to be there. But the first one was very, like I said, experimental. We can always adjust. We can do some changes, but I don't know. Like, how would you think the approach for like the $5 per car would be? Because
Nah, I don't think we should charge.
what's your take on that? Why?
I just don't think it's like that, bro. I don't know. Here at least, I don't think it's like that. Because then there's always gonna be someone picked up. But there's gonna be some bullshit like where like someone's like, oh, I'm here for the bar, or like they try to get in somewhere else or something.
Yeah.
And then you have to block off like one area.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
we
Then
yeah,
there's only like 2, right? There's only like 2 entrances. Yeah.
yeah, we were discussing like, oh, it's more staffing, it's more this, more that, but it's also more control, you know. Art like art well, my approach to that is more so like control, like crowd control. Because you got the fuckheads who are like, you're gonna come just to want to do stupid shit. Those are the people who are being like, I don't want to pay $5. All right, cool, and get out of here. You know, the people who really care about like, yeah, here for the vibe. $5 isn't a big deal. Those are the people we want. Is it gonna narrow down like the attendance? Sure, but it's also gonna bring the quality up. That's my perception. I can guarantee you, like, more than half of the people who are doing fuck shit wouldn't pay the $5. They're gonna go to another meet and do their fuck shit over there. It just happens to be that there's more people here. There's more people getting, you know, their attention, or so they think that they are. Or did I say that right? Yeah, you understand what I meant. They want to do the bullshit like out here. But that's my approach. If you all have like any um opinion on the price tag on maybe doing some kind of control ticket per car. Obviously, there's some monetary gain on it, but that just comes with it. You know, we're offering a better experience with the monetary gain. I think that just always comes. Like, if there's monetary gain, there's got to be a trade off for it, and I think that's the trade off, just quality.
Or even if you have an idea of like another way to get more control, but not to charge. Like if you have an idea that we haven't thought of, like let us know.
Yeah, since you guys are the spectators, I know there's always like me as a spectator, wherever I go, I'm like, oh, they should have so and so and so, you know? And that's just the things you don't think about because you're just thinking about the planning, the organizing, the layouting, the stuff, yada, yada, yada. As a spectator, it's different because you're experiencing, you're the one who it's tailored for, and then you see what the blind spots are because, well, we don't see them. So I mean, like I said, it comes back to the same thing. We're open to suggestions, you know, that's always a thing that we're down for. Anything from the live?
No, not yet.
All right, cool.
Ace has just been chilling in here.
Did you see anything? Any of the cars that you were like, oh shit, that's dope. Dude, there was a few ones that I didn't even know that were like out here. There was like that Y240. I think it was Cuz. I don't know if it was or it wasn't.
I think it was.
New livery. That red 240 as well with the new livery. Like that shit was sick.
Yeah, dude, that red S13, bro.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Shit was fire.
And he's parked next to the big ass truck.
Was he?
He was parked next to the fucking only big ass truck.
Yes. Yeah. And no, pretty good shit came out. A little bit of everything. Honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of like clap shit. There's basic stuff, but I wouldn't call it like clap shit. You know, there's some stuff here that I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like a little lower, you know, but there wasn't really anything like really fucked up. There was like a lowrider or two that I saw.
No, I didn't see those.
Yeah.
Nah, what I saw is that like even people were bringing out like their family to like the whole thing, like parents with their kids. They were like all having a good time and shit. I thought
Yeah.
that was really.
I would definitely say it was a lot of quality and a lot of good cars and a lot of fun and not a lot of bullshit, which was really good. So thank you to everybody that came,
And
you know,
behaved.
except for that couple that caused shit. But
Yeah, and most of it was revving, you know. I don't get it, bro. Like, why? It just, I don't understand it. It's the revving is just never something I could wrap my head around. Yeah, but essentially, I think most of it just covers that. I don't know if we missed anything specific from it. Again, if you want to be involved, go ahead and reach out. We have pretty accessible links to be able to get involved. Do you want to sponsor in any way? If you want to be a vendor in any way, any suggestions, open to them. Again, I really want to push for more cosplay shit. I like that. I feel like that creates a more like environment for people to stick around because that's like, oh shit, like look. I don't know. I've always felt that way with like even cons. Like you see the people and then it just makes me want to linger along like more because of the cosplays, honestly.
Yeah, you know, for the weird people, I hope, I hope we have listeners that are devoted fans of getting stepped on. But we'll find a girl that cosplays and steps on you, bro.
Oh yeah, Golden was saying that there's what was it?
That happens a lot, dude.
yeah, like at Epcon and at Anime, like
Right.
El Paso and all that, it'd be like chicks walking around with like signs like $5 to slap you, $20 to stand on your throat, and it's like, whoa,
Wow, really? I'm gonna ask some of my friends and see if they're down to do that because
Abe is like, oh.
I'm gonna tell one of my friends, hey, you down? I'm gonna be the first one. Down bad. Done tremendously.
down expeditiously.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything missing. I'm trying to like make sure that I didn't forget anything we talked about in the first attempt of the podcast, because like now my mind's kind of getting mixed. I was like, did we not talk about that one in this version, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now we talked a little bit more, I think.
I don't think we necessarily missed anything.
Nah, I think I mean my personal thoughts and is I don't know. I think the way the layout was is really dope. Everyone seemed to have a good time. A lot of people really fucking like chicken fry.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, some people were saying this was their first time trying it. They're like, dude, this shit is good.
Sick.
Like the homie from Las Cruces. He was like, dude, I've never had that shit. He's like, he just gave me a basket with fries and chicken. That shit was fucking huge.
It's amazing.
Yeah, dude. Really cool people. A lot of the vendors were really cool too. Like I talked to them for a little bit
Mhm.
because I was mostly filming like the vibes, like the people.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Well, I guess you kind of know the story, but I'll say, I was like filming, and then there was two dudes talking hella shit about the Ferrari.
What?
And I was like, what the fuck, whatever, dude. Like, I don't really like say shit. And then like they started getting really like ignorant and arrogant, and I was like, oh, what do you drive? Shut the fuck up right then and there.
Where's
bro.
your Ferrari?
They didn't say anything. No, not even. I just asked them. I was like, what do you drive? And they didn't say shit afterwards, bro.
That's
And,
fucking hilarious.
not that the fucking Ferrari needs someone to defend it, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the point of that is that we were just discussing it before the start of the episode that we're trying to see like maybe we can get a highlight vehicle and put it there every day, and then turn that into like the highlight of the night, you know, so it could correlate with the shirts. Thank you all who like you know, got a hold of one of the shirts with the price tag. I honestly was like, I'm hoping that, you know, the presentation and everything is worth what you guys are paying for, and I feel for the most part everybody was on board with it, and I really appreciate it because it did take some time to like put those together. You know, people open the box and, oh yeah, just rip through the shit like nothing, you know. And it took me a minute to like fold and put it, you know, it's all put on together by hand, but it's for the sake of the experience. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna be working on a different design for every single date. There's already people telling me like, you should do another with 1 at a 20, and I was like, yeah, that's the point. Like, that's the idea.
I thought you said that. I thought you put that on the post. Like, they're gonna be limited shirts at every event.
People don't read, man. Just people don't read. And then even the people that were here, like, oh shit, you got, you know, and I was like, yeah, they're limited. Yeah, they had no idea, like, at all. And you know what's funny? The people that were coming, like, oh, this is where you do the podcast. What? It looks bigger on camera. Like, it's right here, you know? And it kind of felt cool because, like, it felt like it gave us reassurance that people are actually watching this shit.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, oh shit, I didn't even know you, like, you know, because they don't comment or nothing, but it's like, oh, you watch it, you know? Like, oh yeah, it's right here. What? It looks different, you know? Oh, I finally got to see the place. Like, oh, what? You know? That was pretty cool. And that was kind of the point too, to being here, was also to just make sure that people could come into the store and look for us. And I noticed that some of the people that would like walk in to look for our stuff, either were looking at the chips or like, oh shit, like really exploring the store.
Yeah.
Which was cool. Like that was the whole point. There was people asking me like, hey, where are you? Where are you? Because they thought I was outside. And don't get me wrong, I would have liked to be outside to like experience all of it and shit, and have like everybody also have some traffic from the shirts and stuff. But I think being here, not only is it for us to like feel some kind of exclusivity, no, but the presentation just all around was like dope. The boxes and the fact that you come into the store with like where the podcast is done, I feel gives yo guys like a sense of exclusivity as well. It's like, I'm gonna go get the shirt, I'm gonna walk out with the shirt from the store. It's all part of the whole experience that we're aiming for. And yeah, just to make sure that we can market it for you guys to appreciate it and feel like it's worth your money. So yeah.
A lot of listeners came in, actually.
Yeah. And Ryan himself from work, and my coworker, he's like, yo, this is fire. Like, he has no idea. Like, he doesn't go to no car shit, none of that. And I had told him about it, and he's like, yo, I'm down. When is it? And he pulled up. He's like, yo, it's crazy out there, dude. Like, what, man? Like, I can't believe this is where it happens. Like, yo, like he was making all those comments. He was super hyped about it. He bought a shirt that isn't even his size. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna give it for my wife. Like, fuck, I'm just here to support.
That's cool.
And bro just stormed off, you know? But yeah, that was super dope. Like, I saw faces of people that I hadn't seen in a while as well. There was people like, oh, this is like Springfest. This is better than Springfest and shit. Like, apparently there was people saying that. I'm like, Well, it's not really a competition, you know.
Yeah, Diego, if you're listening, my bad, bro. I don't condone that comment.
No, but there's people saying that shit. And I'm like, I mean, that's thank you. I guess, but that was really our point.
That honestly, that's kind of strange that they would say that.
Yeah, and I guess like we've mentioned before, that's like that's where the bar's been set for anything car related, honestly. But at the same time, it's like we're not aiming for it to be a show. We just want it to be a night market, cool experience for the family and shit. And yeah, we're just avoiding it to be in the fucking hot. Like it's summer nights. It's meant to be something cool at night. I think more people are inclined to come out at night. And I wonder how much I don't want to say worse, but how bad the turnout would be if we were like, yeah, let's do it from 12 noon to 4 p.m.
Oh, dude, you'd fucking
Flop, right?
yeah, dude. Literally the day after, which was yesterday, I fucking went to another show and that shit fucking sucked, bro.
It didn't.
It was
The
fucking
weather.
scorching, like it was scorching fucking hot. Like even the places with shade, like nothing, bro.
Hot.
And then the thing is that there's some shade there. Like
Yeah.
here, people would fucking hate you guys.
And that was Low Class's approach to it when Springfest. It started to be like Springfest, like, oh, it's so fucking hot. Like the few ones in the Coliseum, that was the approach. Like, damn, it's so fucking hot. Springfest gets so hot, you know? And then when it was at night, it was like the opposite. Low-key, it was like, it's fucking cold. But at least you're not worrying about like, oh, I'm sweating, I'm getting dehydrated.
It
and
fucking
shit.
snowed on the last one.
Yeah, which was wild. Was it early March? But yeah, like I think the approach for just kind of like a tip, doing things in the evening is much better for the summer. Obviously, like not even evening, like night. Which is why we pushed for like Tokyo nights. Yeah. So I just think
Yeah, I'm gonna make my own. Tokyo event. It's gonna be called Tokyo Evenings.
from 4 to 7.
Yeah, from 4 to 7.
Fuck no.
Where it's like the sunset's about to start.
Yeah.
Nah. Stupid as shit.
Tokyo nights, no Tokyo mornings, coffee. Cars and
Tokyo
coffee.
evening. Tokyo brunch.
Yeah, no, we tried to do like a cars and coffee with coffee box, and they were cool. They were always on board with it, but people don't like to wake up, bro. We had like 2 of them that did okay, and then people just don't like to wake up. And then I think everybody has leaned into the fact that like Saturdays is better to do something, but just Saturday nights just makes the most sense. So yeah, again, thank you all for coming out and being part of it, and we are hoping to see you on night 2 of Tokyo Nights. Again, like I can't stress it enough how feedback really does mean something. We're not just asking it to hear like what we want to hear. So if there's anything negative you want to say about it, like go ahead and just express yourself. I'm not. Again, we're gonna catch on to the fact that like you're either hating or actually like being offering constructive criticism. But at the same time, like we're willing to hear it. We're willing to pay attention to it.
I mean, the only suggestion I have, and this is for people that are recording and taking photos, is if you are planning to shoot with a specific person, like just tell them to come early and you'll catch the daylight and shit. 'Cause I don't think last time I checked, I don't think we could do shit about that moon moving it closer to get better pictures.
But either way, some of the stuff that people have been getting is pretty cool. And honestly, you know what? Use it to your creative ability, like, or use it to stress your creative abilities, bro. Like, it's dark, but it's not impossible, bro. Like, use something to adjust the style and do something out of it. High grain, high, flash or whatever. Alexa is the perfect example for that. She did some cool shit with her point and shoot. That looked pretty cool. With it being dark, that was pretty fire. Was it Midnight Menace? Midnight Menace. Ironic, huh? She shot something at midnight. But yeah, so I as a photographer, I would have wished my equipment was at my disposal that day, because it was really cool to be able to get some stuff. I got some stuff with my phone, but I was like, fuck, dude, like I didn't get any of like the peak of everything that was going on. I was already like a little too late to what I was getting. So I wanted to post like a thank you so and so. But we'll see. Maybe I can still do it. I don't know. But yeah, I think that most of it wraps it up. Is there anything you need to add? Anything you want to add?
Nah, just know that the next one, I don't know. I think we're pretty sure we're all on board with being stricter about the dumb shit. So
yeah, I think everything was lenient in general. Because it's like, okay, I don't want to say lenient, but more like, okay, open to like the possibilities. But because
We gave some people some chances. Like we gave them warnings first,
Right.
and then
Right.
People that didn't pay attention, then we had to go back and be like, hey, bro, like you got to leave.
Right. And as density gets larger, the leniency is going to go thinner, because we just can't afford that. And I think that's probably going to be the case from this point forward because from what we've heard, it looks like the capacity is going to be much more dense the next time around. And so we'll see how that goes because people are looking forward to it. It's just word of mouth. Thankfully, that's exactly what happened, and that's what I was like thinking was going to happen, and everybody was on the same page. Like, yo, people are just going to be talking about this,
and then same thing about like hitting capacity, like out in the front. Like, if you don't want to park in the back and the overflow stuff, and you want people to see your car, like, get here a little bit earlier.
Yeah, there was people actually showing up like at the same time that the vendors were setting up, and there were, I don't want to say they're getting prime spots, but like even then, like some of the spots were even already taken prior to that. Which is cool. But yeah, it's just a thing about people with like nice cars. Yeah, motherfuckers like to show up after so that everybody can see them. But like, I don't think that's gonna be the case here because
it's like this one is definitely a first come first serve.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you know what? I had my brother call me like, "Hey, yo, like we're VIP." I was like, "Bro, you're fucking like you're late, dude."
Shit out of luck.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. The cone that's right there was for the bar so that people could have like traffic to walk in and out. Oh, okay. I was like, and they were supposed to have a setup with us too, for lowered, and yeah, I don't show up in time. I guess they realized that they were like, oh fuck, like the whole vendor parts are pretty full.
Damn.
But I mean, that's just kind of like a wake up call, even just because they were lowered and like a sister brand of ours, they didn't get like a pull in easy for them to be part of it. They had to abide by the rules, and they knew that. Not that they were complaining or anything like that. They were just like, "Oh fuck, like we're late."
Nah, bro. People always say that you give like people special treatment.
Who says that?
There's people who think that.
Nah, and it's crazy because like you've been there like where people ask you, "Hey, you no." Like, no, bro. Yeah. Like, no. Even when it comes to sales, like on the shirts, the closed circle already knows. Don't ask me for a shirt before the show starts. Like, just don't. Like, it's not even like I'm gonna make money anyway. But
he's full of shit, bro. He made me my own 1 of 20, bro.
Fuck off. No, just touching base on that. Like, when we do a show, it's just kind of like a OCD thing. I like to show up with the amount of things that I accounted for, and I don't like to sell them beforehand. And another thing is presentation for the people who are actually going to be, I guess customers and attendees and spectators. I don't like to show up with 5, 6, 7 shirts less because it's like, oh, well, the show just started. What do you mean you don't have no more XLs left? Like that's annoying for the spectator. I feel like, it's like, well, then what's the point of me being here when the show started? So I like to sell my shit when the show starts because it just it lets people know that we have some. And I don't like to sell to the homies before the show starts. I like to sell to regular spectators before the show starts if they're there early. Cool, because you're a regular spectator. But the homies, like, nah.
I'm gonna buy at your fucking booth one day and then set up next to you and sell all your shit double the price.
Hey, by all means, do so. I got my money. I don't give a fuck what you do. Like what they said in NWA is like they can do whatever they want with the motherfuckers.
They already bought them.
They paid them. But yeah, same thing. So just so y'all know, like I tell my homies no all the time. Like I really do. I'm like, nah, bro. Like I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, no, he really does that. And also, if you ask for special sizing, he's like, "Fuck no."
And it's just to keep it fair for everybody, bro. Like
stop me. It's like one guy he was asking.
Yeah, no,
like, nah, bro, fuck no,
dude. I just keep it fair for everybody. I just want to like make sure. Same thing with the one of ones, dude. Like I'm kid you not. Like I've had homies, specifically Travidad. He's like, "Hey, just make me one. Nobody's gonna know." I was like, "Nah, dude, that defeats the purpose." Because the guy who bought the one of one, now there's 2. Like that's fuck that. And I've had multiple people come to me and say like, just make me another one. Like nobody's gonna know. Like, bro.
Yeah. Well, the point of all this is to let you guys know that there's gonna be like no fucking exceptions on the limited tees. So if you're gonna get one at the next one, June 21st, go get that shit.
Yeah.
Like
there's gonna be a fucking line out the door this time.
Yeah. Probably. So check this out. Yeah. No, actually, we do need to say that real quick because there was people lining up to buy this fucking shirt like when the vendors were setting up.
Yeah.
So, and people were fucking asking before he even like started selling them. Mm-hmm. They're like, I want to get it before it starts selling out. And I had to tell this guy, I was like, dude, he's selling them at a certain time. And then as soon as 7 hit, you were like, all right, they're for sale.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I didn't mind if there were like spectators or other vendors that were trying to buy it. Like I didn't mind that at all. It was just the homies that I put them like a little pause. I'm like, all right, chill, because And then I had actually Marcos. He's like, he sent me $40, and I was like, what is this for? And he's like, oh, it's because so you can save me a shirt. And I sent it back. I did. I send it back, and then he comes in, and I was like, dude, I sold it away, my bad. And he's like, oh no, and I was like, you owe me $10 anyway. It's 50. So that's just part of what I'm saying. Like I'm playing a fair game for everybody. I'm not, there was like a test print that ended up going to somebody. So technically it would have been a 21, but it's not really a 21 because it's a different like material. It was just like a mock-up tee. But that's not really going to be the case every single time. And that one didn't get sold because it's not the same quality. It didn't come packaged. It was just, here, have it. So everybody has a number tee. You guys, you have whatever you have. And I think next time, we're going to balance out more larger sizes because there's more homies on the bigger side. They were like, oh, you already ran out. We could have easily like flipped like 6 more XLs or 6 more 2XLs, but they weren't available. And small and medium were the last ones to stay. So
I don't think that's the case. I think that it was just the fact that people just liked oversized. They liked the way that shirt was.
Yeah, but you see how small and medium were like struggling to move.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we could probably do like mediums or like less smalls and then more mediums and more XLs and stuff. But I just kind of wanted to keep an even number across all sizes so that they could be easily numbered. I don't know. That was just an idea. But I don't know. Not that many people bought smalls. And the people who bought smalls were kind of more of like, oh, fuck it, I just want it. Which helps, but I don't want it to be that way.
Yeah. I was actually gonna ask. Well, I was gonna see how you guys felt about it.
No.
No, it was because we still have that board ticket.
Oh yeah, which one was it? Do you remember?
It was the Ferrari, the flag one, I think.
Yeah.
So I had the chance to give it away to someone that was talking about the podcast, and he was telling us that he actually like listens to it, and the feedback he gave me is like he loves when I shit on Abe. And I was like, you know what? I probably should have fucking given him that board, bro.
So he loves when you shit on Abe, or what about when you say, when I lived in Dallas?
Oh yeah,
everybody hates it.
We should have fucking told that guy that.
Everybody
should have given it to that dude.
Everybody hates that Dallas.
Everybody hates Dallas.
So what do you think? Next Tokyo Nights or the last Tokyo Nights? Next Tokyo Nights, because that last Tokyo Nights is like 4-5 months.
Nah, we should do the
next one. So in like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. All right. So we were supposed to do a giveaway on this. We never really like touch base on the rules or anything like that for this Ferrari Liberty Walk vectorized art Italian flag, no grip tape, wrapped skateboard deck.
Dead stock, bro.
What size is this? 9. Damn, that's big. Yeah, it's a 9. Dang. So
cruiser.
Is it? No, not really. But it's just for folks with big legs. Anyway, we'll be doing a giveaway for this. What should we do? Should we do a like, comment, share this video? Subscribe? What do you guys think? YouTube comments or Instagram comments?
I don't know.
Combination.
We should do a combo. YouTube comments will give you 2+ entries though.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
You can do that. There's a bot that'll like pick the person, but on YouTube it'll give you like 2 times luck.
Okay, so
2 times luck on the fucking YouTube comment.
Okay, so double the entries if you subscribe and you leave a comment on this video. If you want to enter for this board, we'll use the random comment picker to give you a double entry. And then on Instagram, it'll be for 1 entry if you leave a comment and you follow Monday Again Podcast and you share this clip. So for the next Tokyo Nights, June 21st, Saturday night, as far as we're aware, that's the date that we have on lock. If anything changes, we'll let you know. So yeah, be the one to win this. You'll be able to come and get that for the beginning of the night. Fuck yeah, the beginning of the night. Is that cool? Yeah. And then y'all be able to like flex this at the day of. So yeah, that basically wraps it up for this particular episode. Again, I don't know if this is going to be episode 14 or 15 because we have a Battle Builds episode that we're going to upload. So
you should have uploaded that one today.
Well, it's because I also wanted to make some clips for Belen's because we don't have like actual clips.
Oh, true.
So I want to do some clips for hers and then we'll do somewhere.
I got you on that one.
Yeah, we'll see which episode this is, and then if you guys want to come out, check out some of the stuff for Tokyo Nights. If you didn't do the last time, if you missed out, because you definitely missed out. I'm not even going to put it in any other way. If you have FOMO, you're definitely missing out. Other than that, come out, check out any of the stuff here at Golden Vapor. You want some exotic snacks, any of your nicotine needs, you can also do that. Anything you want to add here?
Yeah, dude. If that company tries to come at us like for Tokyo Nights, fuck you.
What if they like have right to use it? What are we gonna call it? Japan Nights, Okinawa Nights,
Kyoto Nights.
Kyoto Nights.
Literally, like, isn't it like Tokyo, Kyoto?
Kyoto, that's
like
not
same
bad,
letters.
honestly. If that happens,
You could do Shibuya too.
Shibuya, Godzilla Nights. Anyway, y'all already know. If the name changes, you'll know why. So yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Tokyo Nights. And the next night of Tokyo Nights and the next episode of Monday Again podcast. So see you guys Monday again.